Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. Hope you're also enjoying this nice red day that we're seeing here with Algorand and pretty much every other coin, right? Keep in mind, small handful of coins are doing well, but for the most part, Bitcoin being down by 3% has a lot to do with it. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Try not to, second guess yourself or worry too much. It'll be back. Don't worry me wrong, but I think the CME gap at 28,000 could be filled here for Bitcoin, and that could anticipate lower price points. But let's talk about some positive here as well for Algorand and just kind of touch on some obvious stuff here. First of all, 50 on the RSI is holding so far so strong. Okay, and in its history, if we take a look here at Algorand's RSI behavior, anytime we're below 50 on the RSI, the price action has difficulty passing this specific area, which is pretty much right where the price action's at right now. Currently, the most recent, just say 2 to 4 weeks, we can see the price action stays above 50 and of course doing well for itself there too. Okay, so being above 50, I think, is important. If we hold above that, we're good. We drop down below, get a significant closure below 50 in the RSI, maybe a different story. We'll have a conversation again later, but for the most part, we're above 50 on the simple moving average too. Two very positive signs. Now, again, is it the reason to take a long position? No, but it is a reason to possibly dollar cost average because the bottom could be in for Algorand. But again, I like to emphasize could because it hasn't proven to be independent of Bitcoin yet, right? And no matter how much of a fanboy you might be of this coin or any other coin, you got to recognize that some coins, until they separate from Bitcoin, will oftentimes align themselves with it. And about 95% of coins right now are aligned with Bitcoin. There's a few outliers, of course, but this isn't one of them. So just keep that in mind, okay? Try not to get too into your thought process of how great something is or isn't. This is no reflection on how good the quality is, right? So that being said, we can see these consolidation efforts at specific Fibonacci retracement levels. So right there at 0.382, price action goes sideways for a few hours, then drops. Price action is going sideways right now for at least a few hours so far at 0.618 at 22 cents. Even this could be the bottom, but I'm not saying to buy the dip. I'm just saying that these could be some good dollar cost average targets to focus on. So to me, if I were to DCA 22 cents even, as well as just say 21.7 as a round estimate, just because of the fact that you don't want to just put your buy order in at the exact level. You want to go just above, right? So 21.7 and 22 would be ideal, DCA targets. Just keep in mind, we lose that 200-day simple moving average, could be a different story altogether. We are diverging significantly here, same with Bitcoin as well. You can kind of see that. Big surprise, still continuing lower. But we are below 50 on the RSI on the 4 hour, and that just kind of tells us that we're tentatively bearish, okay? Again, at least within the last 12 to 24 hours, we are absolutely bearish, okay? So keep that in mind. We did also lose this ascending trend that I had drawn out yesterday. And as I mentioned, as soon as we break that or lose that, there's a good chance the price will pull back. And it absolutely did. In fact, it rejected very, very hard off this resistance level. If you take a look at the daily, you can kind of see that there's this strong resistance plane going from left to right there essentially. So it really hit that resistance and just turned itself right around. Okay, so kind of normal stuff here that's happening here for Algorand. It's nothing super abnormal. So again, try not to over concern yourself. If you're kind of a long-term holder here for this, I would just say add to your position. This is a better, this is a flash sale, right? These are good things. Keep in mind there could be more flash sales to come because Bitcoin I do think is going to fill its CME gap eventually. We just opened a short as a community here recently and hoping to get filled at our entry at 29,500. Okay, so that's again Bitcoin. I don't short Algorand, at least not presently. I have in the past, but I do not want to bother with it now because I feel like it will recover. So taking a look at the hour list, just verify a couple things here. First of all, TD sequential telling us that we have further downside. We might see about 3 or 4 more hours before we hit a 9. And if the price can just go sideways here for some time, we could very well see that bounce in that recovery. Just keep in mind, we're not there yet, and it's a fool's errand to just try to buy the dip, right? Again, depending on your goals, it really just depends, obviously, but for the most part, if you're trying to just buy low and sell high, we don't have a tremendous amount of potential just yet. The proof right now is that the price is going down. We have all 3 green lights here to keep your short position open if you have one for Algorand. Doesn't necessarily say that you want to open one, but it does say that there's great potential for further downside. So if you haven't watched my Ichimoku Cloud videos, this is one of my favorite indicators. Works very well in the hourly. The reason why it's nice because it kind of tells you a few things, right? It's kind of conservative. If the conversion line is below the baseline, which we see here, that was essentially telling us that we are indeed in short territory. So in other words, the momentum is shifted to bearish. We are below the cloud, which is probably the most important thing here, letting us know that that's going to be a resistance level now. So the price does come up. We'll probably get rejected out here, and the price could come down further. That could fulfill our Elliott wave. Now again, if we take a look at this here, it's kind of telling the same story. You can see that rejection off 0.618 there in the Fibonacci if you were to draw out some new Fibonacci retracement levels. Okay, so I'm not going to try to convolute the scenario here. I'd much rather work with larger term time frame, support and resistance zones. But for the most part, we can see that it's a good chance we're going to see this ABC pattern where the price action creates lower lows and lower highs and continues lower. This is the first wave. We should have one more wave lower before the next leg up. Okay, just some things to kind of think about. So pretty much everything here is telling us we want to go the opposite direction and we want to consider shorts. If we take a look here at our CC golden indicator as well, we can kind of see that there are some points in which we were told to short. Okay, so just yesterday in the evening, I believe it was, price action giving us an indication that, hey, it wants to come back down. We had this overextension rejection slash, push down, so to speak, on that level there. So a lot of different reasons we can kind of see as to why Algorand, it came down and might continue lower. So again, we've got some decent support. Don't get me wrong, sky is not falling, but we're in a position right now where we might have to, consider some alternatives, right? If we do lose those support levels, I think we could see further downside for Algorand. And my presumption there is just based on the simple fact that I feel Bitcoin could continue lower. That's just kind of where we're at. Now, as far as this is concerned, I think we're in pretty good shape all in all. Try not to worry too much. The good dollar cost average targets are again at 22 cents and 21.7. One last question, or more so just something you could do to help us out, right? Because as a community, we're trying to grow, we're trying to build our Twitter, and we got a decent amount of followers here so far, but we stay really in tune with a lot of different, fundamentals, technicals, everything that we're trying to bring to the community. So it's a much better option than YouTube is for getting the information, the knowledge out to you in a timely manner. So just be sure to subscribe, enable notifications, and you'll stay abreast on a lot of really cool stuff that we keep up to date on, and just a lot of fun too. We were able to call out a lot of the Bitcoin drops there last night. And at this point, again, just holding strong with that potential short. So all in all, that's kind of where we're at there. Hopefully this made sense and was beneficial for you. If you want to become a better trader, again, cryptocash.tech is a site. Link down below. The website is just a fantastic resource there, so be sure to check that out. Thank you so much for your time. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.